need is this bag of clothes, this bottle of hot sauce. You know, they were worried the National Guard would send the wrong message to tourists. I got an idea. Why don't we build the National Guard into our tourism campaign? Come experience the Middle East in your own backyard. Was that too much? No, of course not. Thanks for coming out, and thanks for helping rebuild New Orleans one laugh at a time. You guys are awesome.
After the show, it's back to Vic's Kangaroo Cafe, just in time for the unruly hordes of cooks and restaurant people knocking off from work. There's something tragic, I think, in the vicarious thrill I still get from hanging around restaurant people after work.
This is some serious Japanese knives. You've accumulated much wisdom in your years.
This was, after all, my life, too, for nearly 30 years.
I feel like a punk looking at you in whites. I feel like I should be working.
They come together to talk about the customer who skipped out on his tab, the couple who broke the sink screwing in the bathroom, the food critic who demanded his meal for free, then hit on the busboy. For me, the comfortingly familiar ebb and flow of pride and pain is a conversation instantly recognizable, as it is to cooks or waiters anywhere.
The city that government forgot.
But in New Orleans, the famous camaraderie among those who survived and seen so much is a little fiercer. The collective hug, the grip on one another, a little tighter. As if saying, don't let go. Before Katrina, hurricanes had come and gone, but the residents of New Orleans felt they were here to stay. Riding out the storm was an old tradition, some because they refused to leave their homes unattended, others because they had no viable options. In either case, nobody expected Katrina to bring down the city.
The night before the storm, we did 350 people. People getting their last dinner, people just partying. We did, over 350 people.
After the storm, everything has changed. Now the city can't seem to get people to come back.
It's no longer the Big Easy.
That's Jack Leonardi, chef and owner of Giacomo's Cafe. Giacomo's turns Southern and Creole classics on their head, serving them up in a psychedelic punk rock sort of a style. Jack, who some of you may remember from a previous show of mine, is a good friend.
Let's see, it's been 5 years, almost to the day, since last I've seen you in exactly the same spot, in fact. How long have you been here?
I moved here in '86. I started cooking. Fell in love with it. I just fell in love with New Orleans and the style of food, and opened up a bar after that, and then went on. So,
and now it's how many years later?
A few years.
How's business now compared to business before?
We're 25% less. We've lost that tourism base. You know, where most people go as tourism, it's just been the negative press, and people, they don't realize the areas of New Orleans they visited, the Quarter, the Uptown area, are untouched. They see bad press in the news, and they think the whole city's like that. We're not asking for handouts. We just want people to come and visit and enjoy the city and have fun and make our living.
Couldn't have said it better myself. After a nice talk about the depressing state of things, Jack and I head inside for some comfort food. And by comfort food, I mean beer, shots, and some deep-fried, artery-clogging goodness.
I remember 2 of these. This is the shrimp and alligator cheesecake. I've had it and loved it.
Shrimp and alligator cheesecake is a smoked Gouda cheesecake with what else? Gulf shrimp and alligator sausage. It's topped with a tomato-based sauce with a touch of cream.
I love this. And this is the legendary
deep-fried
poor boy, which sounds totally evil, but tastes so good.
Yes, it's exactly how it sounds. Dip a roast beef po' boy in egg, roll in flour, and deep fry to the delight of cardiologists everywhere.
I'll have a side of Lipitor with this, please. Good. I got 3 spoons. Is that normal?
No. Hey, he got the 2 spoons in his napkin. Does he get a free drink because of that?
Free drinks? What are the chances?
Okay. You guys want to do one? We'll have to do a little chartreuse.
Sounds like a plan.
Conspiracy theorists, I think this contest may have been rigged, but I'm not complaining.
You gotta love a place so you can drink on the job. To drinking on the job. Cheers.
Drinking on the job. Can't get through work without it.
Nice.
Stuffing myself silly and drinking myself stupid. Okay, pretty much my usual routine. But this time, for a good cause. While I do my part to help the New Orleans economy, I leave you with these words from Jack.
The best way to help New Orleans is to come down here and visit, spend the money. That's what's going to get these businesses back. That's what's going to get our economy going. That's what feeds this engine to do what we need to do to rebuild.
New Orleans, a city where it seems that everybody we met was just now recovering from a collective nervous breakdown. The sense of betrayal, of disappointment with every level of government is palpable. During our stay, our cameras capture a single word, hindsight, spray-painted on a repaired levee wall. By the next day, we observed it was gone, quickly painted over. This is the part of the show where usually I sum up, some life-affirming blather about, well, what you just saw pretty much. But I wasn't here for Katrina. It's not me who has to rebuild. I think the job is best left to Chris Rose.
Dear America, I suppose we should introduce ourselves. We're South Louisiana. We might be staying around your town for a while. You probably already know we talk funny and listen to strange music and eat things you'd probably hire an exterminator to get out of your yard. We talk too much and laugh too loud and live too large, and frankly, we're suspicious of others who don't. We make jokes at inappropriate times. You've probably heard that many of us stayed behind. As bad as it is, many of us cannot fathom a life outside our border, out in that place we call elsewhere. When you meet us now and look into our eyes, you will see the saddest story ever told. But don't pity us. We're going to make it. We're resilient. And one more thing. In our part of the country, we're used to having visitors. It's our way of life. So when all this is over and we move back home, we will repay to you the hospitality and generosity of spirit you offer us in this season of our despair. That is our promise. That is our faith.
I'm here. What's holding you up?
Melanie e Alvin são recém-casados.